ever wanted to go sailing, like me, you've probably turned to YouTube and pulled up some videos to see what sailing is all about. When you pull up these videos, they're going to show you how amazing sailing can be. They're going to show you all the beautiful places that you can go. And they're going to tell you all about how wonderful it is to live on a boat. But is all that true? It is to a point. But some of the things that they don't tell you is some of the things that you have to give up to live on a boat. So today I'm going to discuss a few things, especially the things that I missed the most since I moved on a boat 5 years ago. So before you take that leap to move onto a boat, take a look at this video and ask yourself, can I give these things up? Because if you can't, sailing might not be for you. Now I'm not going to talk about some of the obvious things. I mean, let's face it, if you're moving onto a boat, you got to take into consideration that you're going to have to downsize because you're moving from an apartment or a house into something much smaller. But I'm talking about some of the things that really aren't brought up too much on other channels. They're not considered by most people when they do move onto a boat. It's kind of the little minute things that really make or break whether or not somebody's going to be happy in the long term on a boat. Since one of the biggest issues is downsizing, let's talk about what that really looks like. There's a thing that I like to call boat Tetris. The reason is because just like Tetris, everything's got to fit into tight little spaces. And it kind of has to get stacked in a certain order, which means you got to take it out in a certain order and then put it back. So, what am I talking about? Let me give you a common example. This is my shower. It also serves as my wet locker and storage for various other things. So every time I take a shower, I gotta unpack everything out of the shower into the cabin, and then when I'm done with the shower, take everything from the cabin and put it all back. Now let's talk about that shower. If you're into nice, hot, long showers, you're going to be severely disappointed by boat life. You might notice the water's off. Well, there's a reason for that. Most boats only have 5 to about 15 gallons of water, hot water anyways, and about anywhere between 50 and 250 gallons of actual water on board. Now, the problem with this is if you leave the hot water running, the hot water, it goes really quick. So you got to turn the water off, wet your suds up, rinse off, and repeat. Out of the shower, so, well, I got some hot water left. It's time to do some dishes. Now, if you're thinking, just throw them in the dishwasher, well, that's one of the biggest adjustments I had to make. I'm not a big fan of washing dishes by hand, but unless you got a big super yacht, you're going to be washing dishes by hand. And of course, with whatever hot water is left, you go ahead and you do laundry. I'm kidding. Honestly, you got to take everything to the laundromat because typically you're not going to have a washer and dryer on a boat. And I'm going to tell you this, that is probably the biggest thing that I miss. But like everybody, at the end of the night, I like watching a movie on the big screen. Well, obviously this isn't an exhaustive list of things and differences between living on land and living on a boat, but it's a few things that I rarely see in YouTube videos or in any sailing blogs or vlogs as far as, you know, some of the big changes when you move aboard a boat. But the reason I really made this video though was because I want to know what your questions are. If you're planning on buying a boat or have already bought a boat and plan on moving aboard, what questions do you have as far as the differences between land life and living on a boat? What things would you like to know? Go ahead and post your questions in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. If you don't, I'm just going to make videos about what I want. I mean, I'm going to make videos about what I want anyways, but I'd like to answer some of your questions along the way. So thank you for watching and we'll check you next video.